Okay, let me make sure I'm online. Okay, hello, I'm Alex from A.P. Ink. So today I'm going to be picking up on day 13 of my interpretation of Mermay, Starfish at the Toga Olympics. So let me pull up my list. So today I'm going to be doing the rings. I don't know what else to call this. I think it's actually called the rings. But let me clarify, because I'm not talking about like the rings for the Olympic symbol. This is the rings I'm talking about. So I've got that reference. And then the toga. I've also got a piece of sketchbook paper, a 2B pencil, excuse me, some more supplies off to the side. I'm gonna try to get right into this. Trying to decide if I want to try to copy this kind of 3/4 view or if I want to go straight on. I guess try and go 3/4. I didn't think to grab a ruler for this, so we'll see how I should probably just go jump. I should probably just go grab one really quick. Sorry, I'll be right back. And I'm gonna use that for trying to put in the lines for the rings. think maybe I just have made him too short. That and his feet are kind of pointed, so maybe to try to imply that. It just looks weird. Maybe it's the kind of head-looking head. Starfish don't actually have human-shaped heads. Which I think I started with that to begin with. I'm not sure why I tried to make it egg-shaped like a human head. I'm not sure. It still looks weird. But let's put some clothes on him and see if it looks less weird. I don't know. I'm thinking because yesterday when I did the golf player, I was kind of sad that I didn't put in more of the details like the golfer's gloves and maybe cleats. So to try to pay a bit more attention to the details here, that it looks like he's got a wrist brace and I'm not sure what that's called, but it looks like he's got something to maybe help support his hands, the palm of his hands to the, um, this part, like right before his wrist up to his palm. I don't know if you can see that. If I should add something like that here. I want to see if there is some kind of, I don't know, reference picture, I guess, for what they might actually use for men's rings. But I had to be a bit specific when I was trying to look up this reference. I had done Olympic men's rings event. Just in case you want to look up references yourself, just doing rings will get you rings. Doing Olympic rings got me references for the Olympic symbol rings. I'm looking up Olympic men's rings event equipment just to see if it'll actually give me something. I mean, it got me this. So the actual rings and some kind of straps. Carabiners. Okay, this. Race sport? Rye sport? I'm not sure. Men's rings gymnastic grips. So it clearly has a Velcro wrist strap, and I'm guessing maybe he has a sock or some kind of wrap on his wrist to help support and probably for comfort because it looks kind of plush. And then just the cable or whatever that is supporting the rings. Okay, I think I'm gonna go with that. So I'm gonna use a black brush pen to do the line art with. Actually, for at least the cable. I'm not sure what's going on with my frame rate. It is raining, so that might be affecting it some. I'm going to use a 1.0. Okay, so the black brush pen to do the rest of the line art. Okay, I'm gonna give that a minute to dry, then I'll erase the pencil. I'm just gonna pull out the established colors. So teal for the clothes, deep olive green for the shadows, and forest green for the base color. Kind of inspired by his white and blue clothes to leave this guy white and just use blue to shade him. The only problem with doing that is the grip wraps that he's wearing are also white, and I don't really want those to look like they're part of him. So to go back to that one reference I did find of the grips, so you know what I'm gonna do? I've got this running thing where a lot of the tools, I guess, I've been doing green to try to play up like the seaweed. So maybe that's what I'll do. Shades of green for the rings, the wraps. Keep him white, shade in blue. I'll pick a different blue so he doesn't blend in with his toga. Hello. Yeah, I'm not sure this one's actually reading. How are you, Sakura? That's good. Okay. Excuse me. Forest green for the details on his toga. Deep olive green to add shadow to those details. Teal to shade his toga. Okay, I think dark green for the rings. I think I've already tested this, but to use um, deep olive green to shade the dark green. I don't know, I'm not remembering if this is dark enough, but we're gonna find out. That's okay. Okay, and then for the, what was it called? Rise Sport Men's Rings Gymnastics Grips. According to Amazon, that's what that's called. So maybe apple green. For the white kind of sock looking thing. This, the reference I have here doesn't show it off fully, but there's, it looked like one of the references he had something underneath the support. And then I think grass green for that Velcro strap. And then this is probably going to be overkill, but to use deep olive green to shade both of those. Okay, and then for the starfish itself, I think blue slate to shade him. He is going to stand out compared to the rest of them. Maybe he's a ghost starfish. I mean, I feel like he's gonna look like one. Given how kind of vibrant the rest have been. Okay. Let me clean this up really quick, and we're gonna switch over and try to actually finish, maybe, hopefully, the stadium. I haven't had the opportunity to keep up with much of anything. They're doing another The Odyssey movie. Uh, is it another one or a remake? Because they did, I'm not sure how long ago it was, but they redid or made a movie with Kristen Stewart. I think it was called The Water or Underwater. And that was, I think, kind of not necessarily a remake, but I think it was a take on The Abyss. I think. A new movie with Matt Damon? Okay. Let me switch the references over. I'll have to try to remember to look into that. I know he did, Matt Damon was in one movie. Oh, really quick, let's mark this off. The Rinks. Um, he did one, Matt Damon was in one movie, was it called Mars? It had something to do with Mars. Okay, this is the inside. And that's the outside. But I think he played an astronaut and he got stranded on Mars. I didn't actually see that one, but for the references or previews that I saw, to me, The Martian, not a scientist, so I'm sure I have no real idea what I'm talking about, but to go to a foreign planet that doesn't have breathable oxygen and make a living situation, and part of your part of your living quarters or whatever is rock from the planet, which maybe it's just me because movies, entertainment, yay, but rocks are actually porous if you give them enough time. Water can go through them, and I think so can oxygen. So I think unless you have, I know it's got nothing to do with what you're talking about. It just tangent, but just from the previews, it didn't make any sense to me that you'd be able to go to a foreign planet where oxygen is not a thing and be able to survive. Let me actually look that up really quick before I forget. The Odyssey. It looks like he's dressed. Um. Oh, okay. That's not what I was thinking. Because I thought they had done one like underwater, the Odyssey. But this is like Roman or Greek. What armor is that? The Bronze Age. So it's like another war movie. Um, kind of like the 300. Okay, trying to get my scatterbrain back on topic here. I'm going to be doing this in brown tones. So maybe blondwood for the base color, and then I'll come back in with other tones to for um, base shadows and secondary shadows. But I think before I do that, I want to try, I already erased this, but I want to see if I can get any more with a kneaded eraser to try to erase more of the colored pencil. Nothing to do with anything. I went out for a run this morning, got caught in the rain. I was freezing. Now all of a sudden, I swear I'm sweating buckets. I'm not sure if I actually managed to catch a cold. Give me 1 minute, please. I'll be right back. I had to turn a fan on. Hopefully you can't hear it. Okay, blonde wood for the base. Hopefully I can do this without knocking my water over. I will say getting caught in the rain certainly motivates you because I shaved off 10 minutes this morning. This I don't know what it is about this paper. I've used marker on this before. And I don't know if it's the marker or what, that is just bleeding like crazy. Like, where's my book? Like, I don't think I'm crazy. I mean, yeah, okay, no problem with colored pencil. These are going to be kind of hard to see because I got tissue paper on top, but this is marker with chalk. Which, I mean, yeah, it bled. But, like, this didn't bleed. But that was a different marker. I had problems with this one bleeding, though. If I can't use marker on this paper, I don't know. That's gonna be kind of annoying. I mean, granted, it's not like name brand mixed media paper. I mean, I am gonna edit this digitally, so I'm probably making more of a big deal out of this than necessary. Just the bleeding is kind of ridiculous. I guess today is just the day I'm gonna complain. I kind of hate brush pens. These flimsy brush markers. Like, I wish this was a chisel tip. You know what part of the problem might be? I'm inking on plastic. Yeah, I've got this cutting board that I draw on top of just because the cardboard that I have here is corrugated and I'm not trying to pick up the corrugation. I draw on cardboard to begin with because it's kind of better for your, in my opinion, the end result to draw on something soft than to draw on a hard table. Oh yeah, I was editing the line art for this yesterday and I realized why my sketch looks so weird. It's because this section here, I've got like 3 sections. This section for the arch, this kind of like base, and then the next section for the arch. And I should have actually pushed this section down to match this section, but I've got this set of arch lined up with this. Which, I don't know, maybe you all saw that and I just missed it. I swear I don't see the mistakes until after the line art is done. Because I mean, this is okay, but it this is meant to like wrap around. So this is never gonna line up. I'm switching back and forth between the brush and the bullet nib. Like, I guess it doesn't really matter for the bleeding, but to not intentionally play into all this bleeding. I think maybe that's help to minimize the bleeding, at least a little bit, taking that plastic off. I know the, at least for where the arches overlap in this reference, there's a lot of shadowing. I'm gonna add that digitally so I can better manipulate. Um, I've been kind of going back and forth on this. If I want to go in with marker for the shadow, or if I want to use colored pencil. I mean, for sure it would be easier just to use marker. But colored pencil would give me a bit more control and cut down on bleeding. I can't tell if this marker is drying out. This is just the base layer. I'm not gonna have time to get into the details. I need to wear that brace to support my wrist, but it's driving me crazy. I'm waiting for this brush nib to actually fall apart, because it feels like it's going to. Okay, that's the base. I'm gonna have to leave this here though. I've got like 7 minutes left, and I'm not gonna rush the details on this. So unfortunately, we're gonna have to continue this again. One of these days I'm gonna finish this. If you'd like to see that, please make sure that you're following me and that your notifications are turned on so that you're notified for the next time I go live. But other than that, thank you, Asakura, for hanging out. Thank you to anybody else who watched or watches. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you. Bye.